tutorial about how Whiskey works by telling you about Whiskey. So, let's get started. Whiskey is a revolutionary new tool that allows you to express your thoughts much more quickly and efficiently than you previously could. So, Whiskey takes what you are saying and uses state-of-the-art AI to turn what you are saying into your desired output. So, there are two layers to Whiskey. Firstly is the transcriptional AI layer, which understands everything you're saying, and then there's the generative AI layer that takes what you have said and converts it into the exact form you want. So this will be turned into an essay. But with Whiskey, you can generate essays, bullet points, articles, marketing posts, and anything you can possibly imagine. Because you can speak at about 130 to 150 words a minute, and only type at maximum 60 words per minute, but if you're typing for, I don't know, a few hours, because you have to write a long essay or something, you'll be typing probably an average of 10 to 15 words a minute. So a process that could take hours can now be completed in a matter of moments, because speaking is so fast. And not to worry, traditionally when we used transcription, it was very clunky, it wasn't often accurate, and even when you speak, you tend to repeat yourself, you tend to phrase things poorly or have scatter thoughts and interrupt yourself. But with our generative layer, we can mitigate all of these things because based on how we've trained our generative AI, it's able to restructure and rephrase what you want in exactly the format that best suits it. So it'll be very well written by the end of it. All right, so this is going to be our introduction to Whiskey. We're going to follow it up with a paragraph about transcriptional AI and just slightly more about that. And then we're going to follow that up with a paragraph about generative AI, and then we're going to get Whiskey to demonstrate, to create a conclusion, and we're going to demonstrate throughout this demo some of the more features that Whiskey has to offer. So, Whiskey is a revolutionary new tool that allows you to express your thoughts much more quickly and efficiently than ever before. By using state-of-the-art AI, Whiskey can transcribe your words and then generate them into the exact form you desire. This means that tasks that could take hours to complete, such as writing an essay, can now be done in a matter of moments. Not only is Whiskey fast, but it is also incredibly accurate and is able to restructure and rephrase your words into the best possible format. Okay, and so this is what we've got so far, and this is the what the transcript of what we said is. So, you know what? I think it would be great if we could have a slightly greater emphasis on how much faster speaking is than typing. So we'll use the wizard to do that. Summarize the passage into a paragraph with a slight emphasis on how much faster typing is than speaking, making Whiskey the subject of it. All right, so I didn't express that command in probably the cleanest possible way, but let's see what we get. Again, 15 to 20 seconds. Okay, sure. I mean, it doesn't exactly talk about the 130 to 150 words a minute. But we're not super far off. Okay, great. So now let's do the next. And by the way, one more thing worth mentioning is that this has an inbuilt editor. So if I wanted to add, like about the exact speed that you can speak versus the exact speed that you can type, you can just add that in. Like you can type and change stuff. But I could also tell Whiskey to include that specifically using the wizard. But I think this is actually pretty good in of itself as an introduction. The reason why I'm so pensive about this is because I'm going to put this on Product Hunt, exactly what gets created. So I'm just trying to make sure it's phrased as optimally as possible. All right, well, whatever. I think it's pretty good. Okay, so that's a good introduction. So now let's talk about transcription AI. So the reason why Whiskey is so good at transcribing is because it uses a radically better open source tool developed by OpenAI called Whisper. Whisper was trained by OpenAI using some of the latest methods adapted from image recognition, and they adapted it for the purpose of transcription. Whisper performs better than all other benchmark models, and Whiskey is able to create a 98% accurate transcription service because it uses Whisper, which is essentially the best model. All right, so we've added our second paragraph, and let's wait for this to work. So as you can see, we're clearly on the essay mode at the moment, but we could also be in the bullet point mode, and you'll see how the wizard mode will work more in a moment. So Whiskey is renowned for its transcription capabilities, and this use Whisper, an open source tool. Whisper was created using the latest methods. Okay, great. So we can take out the in essence, and in fact, you know what? We can just move this to here, and ta-da! I think this is pretty good. I think this is a good like first paragraph about the transcriptional part. And we can see what exactly we said, not a huge amount, and I think it summarized it nicely and phrased it, and we can edit it so that it's as good as possible. But I think this is a pretty neat first paragraph. Great. Now we're going to talk about generation AI. Because of recent developments in the space of large language models, Whiskey is able to really convert the transcription into the desired format that you want. So Whiskey uses some of the best large language model available, such as OpenAI's GPT-3 and and Bloom. Because these models have been trained from billions of pieces of data around the internet, Whiskey best understands exactly what an essay should look like, or exactly what a good concise bullet point list should look like, or exactly what marketing posts should look like, because it's seen millions of examples of each. So it can very much turn what you say into the right structure, because it really understands what good structure and how to restructure things. But it maintains full fidelity to what you have said. So we've adapted certain models and fine-tuned them so that they do not make up stuff. So what you say is what gets written down. All right, so I added some hesitation and some repetition in there, so you can see how Whiskey is able to deal with hesitation and repetition through the transcription services. We've added a small layer which helps adapt to these things. And ta-da, okay, great. Recent developments in the field of large language models have enabled Whiskey to accurately convert transcription to the desired format. Whiskey utilizes, American spelling, some of the most advanced language models such as OpenAI, GPT-3, I think I said Jim, but I meant to say Bloom, and then I corrected myself, so I guess I think Jim is a model. So, and OpenAI is GPT-3, so we'll correct that, which have been trained a billion pieces of data on the internet, so as we see on the structure of an essay, a bullet point list, or marketing post, as I see millions of examples of each. As a result, Whiskey can restructure what is said into the correct format while still providing the original content to ensure that nothing is fabricated. Whiskey has adapted and fine-tuned certain models so that only what is said is written down. Perfect. And it has really like phrased this bit nicely, I think. And as you can see, it is very, very faithful to what has been said over here, to the point where it literally says a Jim and GPT-3, even though it probably has been trained to understand GPT-3. Which is both terrifying and interesting. Okay, and finally, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to write a conclusion. But you know what? We're going to get Whiskey to write its own conclusion. So we'll head over to the whiteboard, and this is like, I think one of the best use cases of the whiteboard is it stores everything you've already done. So we can delete this for now. And as you can see, we have everything we've said so far. So what we can do is we can use the wizard to tell Whiskey to write a conclusion for everything that's been said so far. Write a conclusion based on the above passage, starting with in conclusion. And I guess we'll just wait. So again, this will take 15 to 20 seconds. Oh, and shoot, I should copy this, because the wizard tool, it resets everything. You can go back and click this button. See, I wouldn't have lost it anyway, but just for the interest of time, I've copied it. So we can get our entire post written out perfectly. Okay, great. And as you can see, in conclusion, Whiskey is a revolutionary tool that allows you to express your thoughts much more quickly and efficiently than before. Use a state-of-the-art AI to transcribe your output. Essays, bullet points, marketing posts made possible by Whisper. Okay. So, it's gone into more detail than I would have liked for the conclusion, because all of these paragraphs aren't too large. So you know what we'll do? we will say we'll remove all of this from our whiteboard, and we will tell Whiskey to make this slightly more concise. Okay. Make this passage more concise. Great. And you know what? We'll copy all of this down so we don't lose it. And I guess I don't mind replacing the conclusion, so I'll just leave that for now. And you can also click the copy button to do that. Okay, great. And so what do we have? No, I still wanted to start with in conclusion. Make this conclusion more concise and start with in conclusion. Okay, hopefully third time lucky. And yeah. Okay, in conclusion, Whiskey's vast language. Okay, fine. You know what? We'll take this out, and yeah, I'll submit this to Product Hunt. So I think we've basically generated, I'm assuming, around 500, 600 words of text just in a matter of a few minutes, and we've got a great article about what Whiskey does. Fantastic. Now let's say I wanted a marketing post based on these articles. So what I can do is, firstly, let's put this all on the whiteboard because this is what is going to be edited. And I'll tell my whiteboard to write a marketing post based on this for Whiskey. Write a marketing post based on the above for Whiskey. And I will wait a few seconds, and we will see that we indeed get a very nice marketing post. Shortly. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, great. So there's a lot of repetition here. I wonder why that is. Oh, write and marketing post. Okay. Oops, so it seems to have misunderstood what I've said there, so. Create a marketing post based on the above information for Whiskey. Great. So we'll redo this. And we'll just temporarily wait. And yeah, great, we have a marketing post made. So, introducing Whiskey, the revolutionary tool that makes typing faster and more efficient than ever before. With 2 layers of AI, Whiskey can quickly and accurately transcribe and generate whatever you need, from essays to bullet points to marketing posts. This means tasks that could take hours to complete can now be done in a matter of moments, making Whiskey an invaluable tool for anyone who needs to quickly and accurately express their thoughts. Perfect. Whiskey is powered by the best model available, Whisper, an open source tool developed by OpenAI. Whisper was created using the latest methods adapted from image recognition and was specifically designed for transcription. It has been proven to be superior to all other benchmark models, and this is why Whiskey is able to provide a transcription service with an accuracy of 98%. In addition, Whiskey uses some of the most large language models such as GPT-3 and Bloom, which have been trained on billions of pieces of data from the internet. This allows Whiskey to understand the structure of an essay, a bullet point list, or a marketing post, as it has seen millions of examples of each. As a result, Whiskey can restructure what is said into the correct format while still preserving the original content. So if you're looking for a tool that can help you quickly express your thoughts, look no further than Whiskey. With its 2 layers of AI, okay, so we're repeating this. Ideally, we shouldn't do that, but I guess it's thinking that this is the conclusion, so it repeats what's already been said in the conclusion. Okay, so you know what, let's just take this out, and yeah, I guess, you know what, I will post this on Product Hunt. So I guess before you've even clicked on this video, you will have seen this. Perfect, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy.